country between Irukan and Akana, the people saw a blinding light that approached them with astonishing speed and turned the night to day. The following night, the light had disappeared. Since then, I have heard of men who do not grow old, neither can swords wound them. In appearance, they are like us, but they have intelligence that can answer every question life asks. Written in the year 812 of the old gods, Buddha, doctor and philosopher.
Come no nearer. Please, noble sir. I am the minstrel Siren.
What do you want?
Would you permit me to walk beside your horse?
Why so fearful, minstrel?
Don't you know? There are soldiers everywhere. Reba's guard. They're practically out of control in Arkana. Well, anyway, they seem to dislike people like me.
How do you know I don't dislike people like you? That I shan't hang you upside down from the next crag? Well, if I'm not going to hang you, what am I going to do with you?
Teach me to fight, noble lord. The songs I sing are no more than a gesture. They change nothing.
Patience, minstrel. Patience.
My lord has a fine sense of humor.
the matter?
The Grey Guard's here, too. We better not stop.
My horse needs water. Why are you so afraid?
The Greys know me.
Ah, minstrel. It would be boring to ride so far without a single fight.
Hey, you there! Horseman, show me a pass!
I'd advise this ruffian to watch his tongue lest it be cut out.
Your pass!
God did not give it to him to speak, but to lick his master's boots.
I'm talking to you. Your pass!
You can't read it anyway.
I am Ramata of Historian. Stand in my way and you die. Not too keen to try your hand, cowards? Ha! Hey! Soren! The man I came with, where is he?
Just 1 hour on that planet and he's in a fight.
He has to act his ruffian's role.
But without sacrificing the values we've established on Earth.
In trying to rescue one of our observers, we're just risking another.
Especially as when he arrives in Arcanor. He could get himself caught in the rebellion which the Greys are about to launch.
Whom we consider hardly worse than the corrupt monks of Soan or a king who's the son of his own grandfather.
Alan Ferguson, Special Observer. Mission to establish contact with and escort back to base Richard Dupre, alias Mita, a rope merchant of Arcanor. Communication between Mita and Octagon now interrupted for 72 hours.
The king will be pleased to see you. We don't receive many guests. I'm curious why you chose to come to our most beautiful city, my lord.
I love money, women, and wine. And by all accounts, all three are available here.
And I shall be glad to assist in your pursuit, my lord. Repat. Captain of the
Noble
Royal...
Ramata Historian has come to tender his allegiance to the royal throne and to offer your majesty his services.
I seem to remember your father here once. Be seated. Look! Stuffed ear of desert dog. Dressed in a sauce of racketeen.
We respectfully bow our heads to the royal cloak.
Some fish blood?
Ah, with the greatest of pleasure.
It'll refresh you. Reawaken desire.
Your beauty is sufficient to achieve that.
I loathe fish blood as well.
A number of spies from Irukan have been arrested on our border. They were taken off to be interrogated. The result of which is a true statement in which they confess to their crime.
I believe your father had the privilege of drawing on the left shoe of my ancestor. Or was it the right shoe?
It was the right, Your Majesty.
Ah!
It is also reported that
The
the
right
last part of the Soan merchant fleet was sunk in a storm in the Great Swamp during the night.
Show me your sword, Lord Ramata.
Wonderful! Wonderful news!
Can it cut a man's head off?
Rejoice with us! Rejoice with your
We bow our heads to the royal shoe.
Ah, my right shoe. Ramata, I accord you your father's privilege. I am delighted that you have entered my service. Be careful as you draw it on. My knee hurts.
To work, to work! Ramata of Historian. There must be mention of him in our archives. Apply yourselves, brothers. I want to see busy hands, busy eyes, busy feet. Lord Reaver must know all there is to know about him.
We found his name!
You need permission to enter the palace.
On whose orders?
Our Lord Protector of the Peace. Who knows how our Lord Reaper's mind works? An aristocrat, but vulgar for all that.
Just a formality. We need to register you. I cannot imagine the cunning of which His Majesty's enemies are capable. I'm responsible for his well-being. What was your name?
Rumata of Historian.
A noble name. I regret burdening you with these few trivialities. Tell me, what is your pleasure? What brings you to Arkanar?
Your jail held someone I'd like to talk to. A merchant called Mita, a rope maker.
Yes, he is here, though no one's holding him. We were concerned about his security, and we're simply protecting him.
Could I speak to this trader?
Of course you can, only... Our records say that Rumata of Historian is dead. That he died while hunting of a fever in the swamps of Soan.
The fever died in Soan, not I.
And now, without further ado, I shall have you taken to his cell. Follow the abbot.
I thank you.
My greetings, Mita. The rope I ordered has not yet been delivered. How am I to hang rogues without rope?
Richard, what's going on? How could you let this happen?
Leave me in peace. I'm in no danger.
What's with you anyway? You ripped out your sensor. What's gotten into you?
I don't want to watch them anymore as though they were rats or rabbits. They're like us, Alan, don't you understand? We have to help them.
They are not like us, Richard.
They're our brothers, and they are suffering.
Okay, they're suffering. And what do you think you can do to ease it stuck in this lousy hole?
So close. There's absolutely no way. I can't give up now.
My orders are to find you and take you back.
If you're planning on taking me out by force, you'll have to fight me first. And you'll have to fight them.
Forgive me. Reba sent you this sword. Your protection. You are a free man.
What about this Reba? Can you trust him?
He's the only one who can stand up to the nobles. Alan, we're on the threshold of remarkable events. Give me a little more time as a friend.
Richard, what's going on? I don't understand.
Reba has used the Greys to rebel.
Vile God! He has betrayed all the assurances he gave me.
Richard, stop! You aren't one of them!
Arrest that man! And that one! And this one! And these two!
There was to be no violence.
How could you be so naive?
I trusted him.
How could you be so stupid?
He's killing them all.
What did you expect?
What's all this noise? What's going on here, huh? Huh? Reba? Where is Reba? Reba!
Your Majesty.
What's this up for? What does this mean?
Have no fear, Your Majesty. The treason was discovered in good time.
Treason? Who? Who committed this betrayal?
They are all being arrested.
A plot against me? Is it true, my lord, that you conspired against me? Why? How have I deserved this treachery? For so many years I've borne the heavy burden of the crown.
You betrayed me. You betrayed our common cause.
Stop it! You can't change anything.
Let go of me!
Reba, who are these soldiers? Here, there, in their hideous uniforms.
They are volunteers, laying their strength at our disposal. I recruited them personally.
I don't want them here, not in my palace. Oh!
If anyone puts a hand on me, I'll I'll slit open her throat! Don't kill me!
Your Majesty, stop this immediately. As for this conspiracy, it was the invention of one man who, as I now know, wants only power and intrigue on the part of your protector.
He would have killed you, sire. He was the chief conspirator. All's well.
Richard.
Remove the body and hang it for all to see from the turret of the tower.
I have a right to his body. Here, me money. His skull will make a suitable bowl to drink to your Majesty's health.
Oh, yes. Do drink. Drink to my health. Out of the traitor's skull, yes. Oh, take him away with you at once. The very sight of him makes my head ache. The king's head aches. Physician?
Greetings, Lord Condor. How many conspiracies have you seen crushed today? How many friends have you...
Stop it, Alan. It doesn't help. Easy. I was forced to use the gyrocopter, and that will no doubt add to the myth of the flying dragon, but a horse would have been too slow. We don't have the time. I know, it's depressing to feel so absolutely powerless. I've been there myself, and I understand. But we're historians. We can't interfere. How old were you when this planet was discovered?
12.
I was 36. I couldn't sleep for a week. There it was, a mirror image of ourselves in the far distant past. We must not distort an image in which we see our own faces.
I might have been able to prevent Richard's death had I been properly briefed. No one told me about Reba, and I was given the identity of a man who was dead.
The operation had to be mounted fast. Richard had broken off communications.
Yeah.
And he stopped taking standard precautions. He wasn't prepared for the intrigues of a medieval politician.
When are you recalling me?
Not just yet. You have to take Richard's place until a long-term replacement is found.
Why?
We have to know how events in Arkanar develop.
So what's the mission?
To begin with, you will buy Mita's house to secure our equipment. You'll need money and clothes to set yourself up.
Who is Buddha?
How much do you know?
A little. Richard knew him and reported his disappearance.
He's a philosopher from Mirukan, one of the outstanding men of the planet. Richard talked to him before breaking off communications with the Octagon. Coins and Arcanian currency.
Thanks.
And you'll find everything you need for life at court in those bags. They put together a detailed biography of Ramata of Historian. What's wrong with it now? 100 years old. Damn this thing. You'll have to play out your alias, even if it doesn't really appeal to you. Details of your life here, Ramata. Make sure you learn them well. And never forget this. You may never kill. Never, Alan.
That's easy to say. In Arkanar, they kill for a slip of the tongue.
The normal behavior of a medieval society. How many thousands of years had to pass on Earth before the last battle was fought? And prisons had outlived their usefulness.
I'll do the best I can.
Take good care of yourself.
What is it?
Fish blood.
No thanks. Never again.
We drink some every morning to keep us healthy.
If your lord's health is of any concern to you, he'd rather you found him a clean towel to wash.
Wash, wash, wash. No one in Arkanar washes. Even the king doesn't.
And the king is sick. It wouldn't hurt you to take a bath now and then.
Mita used to say that to me as well. Your maid's waiting outside. She wants to speak to you.
Then tell her to do so.
You'd be better off getting rid of her. She thinks dangerous things sometimes.
I'll get rid of you if you don't wash.
What do you want? Don't disturb my lord. He's going to wash.
The weapon maker Hulk sent his ropes back. Let me by.
My lord will be angry.
The weapon dealer Hulk asked me to bring these ropes back. Mita lent them to him for his new machine.
I want to look at this machine. Put them over there. Where can I find Hal?
His workshop is in the Street of the King's Mercy.
Does not act, and no one else dares hear your crying. For those who do face rope or rack, the king is proud, his subjects humble. Why must children cry for bread? When will the people rise in anger? When will they see the tyrant dead? The cry goes up, the vultures must be fed upon!
Close. Thank you, noble lord, for your help.
What makes you so sure I'm helping you? I thought you wanted to learn how you're going to fight the Greys.
They make it hard to be a minstrel.
He can't be far away!
Where are you going?
In 100 years, when the king is dust, they'll still sing your songs.
We're looking for the traitor Soren.
Then I hope you find him.
But he scrambled up over that wall. I saw him.
We've got to search your house.
He is no more in this house than these gold coins are.
Oh, shit.
Son the minstrel played in the street. A big crowd gathered to hear his verses, which were obviously composed to belittle Akinar, and were insulting to you.
Why didn't they arrest him?
He fled into the house of Lord Ramata, who showered coins on the soldiers to distract them.
And?
Gold coins. I have one here that I brought you.
Lord Ramata is highly disturbing.
Let us watch him, and so discover what it is that attracts him to Arkana.
Are you implying our city is not the greatest, most noble of cities?
Most certainly not, for it assuredly is.
The rope merchant Mita paid these coins here to Hauk, the weapons maker, to build a machine for him.
A war machine? New gold coins exactly like the ones Lord Ramata used.
20 lashes.
Do your work.
Confiscated.
I'm sorry. I couldn't come sooner because the king has a boil on his knee. I do hope you're not angry with the Kana on that account, my lord.
Of course not, as long as you don't forget to whom you owe your position. Ramata seems to have access to a great deal of unusual gold. The possession of just one coin could alone ensure this lord's death. It's devil's work. Human hands cannot produce purity of such a degree. Where is it from?
This Buddha achieved astonishing things. How did he make a lens?
Is anybody here?
Good day to you.
Is your name Hauk?
That is my name. How can I be of service to the noble lord?
You are building a machine, Master Hauk.
There's no law against that.
May I see it?
I doubt it'd interest a noble lord such as yourself. It passes the time.
Mita told me about you.
Ah. I owe him a great deal. With this machine, I can strike repeated copies. So the thoughts of philosophers and the words of poets can be widely read. The writer of this book heard about my machine and came and told me to make 10 copies to distribute. As I say, it passes the time. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure.
The stars are alive as we are. They are born, they die.
16 years ago, the moon gave birth to a child.
In the Valley of the Heavy Swords, the philosopher Buddha found curved, transparent stones which he arranged in a series to increase the strength of his eye. With his measurements, it's easy to see the new star. Read through it. The calculations and tables he recorded. As a doctor, he studied the body, and he studied the stars with the same care and precision. He remarked on the extraordinary form of this star. I embossed it on his book as he instructed.
The octagon.
Your lungs are looking okay. Now give me your finger.
Haven't you found a replacement for me yet? I don't feel too comfortable as an Arcanium warrior.
I think you fit the part perfectly. We're all very satisfied. Are you taking your Segatron every morning?
I pump myself full of it.
Urine sample, please.
Segatron doesn't make it any easier.
We've had to recall several observers because they'd begun losing control.
I can understand that.
Up here, we're calling it the virus of barbarism. As though the past had infected us again.
I couldn't put it better. Your reception okay?
Sensor function normal.
The ladies of the court think Rumata has beautiful eyes. What do you think, Anna?
Eye function normal. Are you sleeping well? Having any nightmares?
Being awake here is a nightmare. I examined Richard's documents. He wrote to a doctor in Irakan.
Budak of Irakan. Yes, we already know about him. Richard tried repeatedly to persuade us to make contact with him.
That's put us under an obligation. The Greys arrest anyone who's able to read and write.
Gregory is dead. He tried to instigate an uprising among the slaves of Rana.
So naturally they killed him.
Yes. They buried him alive. Take your shower.
Sure. Listen, do you get a kick out of keeping an eye on me?
It's my job.
What if I find myself in bed with a beautiful woman? I think I saw Akana give me the eye.
The king's mistress is bound to be watched. Be careful.
Not jealous, are you?
That concludes the examination. Take care.
Kira?
You've had a letter from a lady of the court who desires to see you as soon as you can come to her.
And who is this noble lady?
Okana.
How do you know the contents of the letter?
Mita taught me to read and write.
Don't tell anyone. It'd be dangerous.
Mita said it was the key to everything.
Don't you understand what they do to you? They'd send you to the Tower of Joys.
I'm just a servant. Okana knows these things better. Reba likes to have her there when he questions prisoners.
You've given me an idea. I will see her.
Rumata, I'm shivering.
None of us can control our passions. I'm glad you approached me in the throne room. I also wanted to see you.
Then why do you hesitate? Come nearer.
I know the protector of the peace enjoys your regard, and therefore my hesitation.
Don't delude yourself. He only gets aroused in the Tower of Joy. That's why he likes to have me present to watch and hear. He's dangerous.
Having access to the Tower of Joys, you may have news of someone. A man imprisoned there called Buddha.
Who's Buddha?
A famous doctor and scholar.
Oh, I thought you wanted to make love to me.
Forgive me. I'm very concerned about this man.
Why should I forgive you? Every other man in this land would envy you. They would risk their lives to be here. And you're only using me to find this doctor. Oh, your eyes make promises that you're not keeping. Oh, you lied. You lied to me.
You don't understand. Forgive me, but I...
Take your tunic off. Leave your boots on.
They're like animals.
No. A lot less elegant. Pakana, Grey Guards have surrounded the garden. They will not come in.
The soldiers mustn't find you here. I will inquire about the man you seek if he's in the town here.
Thank you, O'Connor. How shall I hear what you find out?
At the tavern.
Hurry, my lord. You can get out through here.
Who should I speak to? Who knows you there, O'Connor?
Ask for Wagner.
He's unconscious.
Don't worry. He'll recover.
Help us, please. Help us. What a surprise to see you here.
I wanted to look round the tower.
It will be a pleasure to escort you. Know why they scream?
They won't tell the truth.
And until they do speak the truth, they have to suffer. This is where the root of power lies. And without truth, there'd be chaos. You'll scream as well. Unless you tell me the truth. Who made you come here?
Mother, a historian, is looking for a man named Buddha. He's threatened to kill me.
In that case, look. Go ahead. Look. You might just find him. You're missing the best section. Through here.
Your turn next. Your turn next.
Please don't. I'm afraid. Please don't.
You really only have one thing to be afraid of here. Me, O'Connor.
Surprise, surprise! What you're looking at is the work of Budach of Irakan. The heat of our engines turned the sand to glass. He's
What
about to
now?
discover you. If you prevent this discovery, it makes you Reba's accomplices. Buddha? Are you Buddha?
Your turn, you killer.
It won't take him a second to get free.
Leave him alone. Give him back his things. I know how much you enjoy fighting, but they aren't as good at it as you. Not yet.
I'm looking for the scholar who passed this way. Have you seen him?
Yes, he was here and looked after our sick. Till the soldiers came and took him away.
He didn't even fight them, he just went with them. It was a strange thing.
Go back home. If Budach's still alive, I'll find him.
We shall crush the grey vermin.
Take care.
We shall stand side by side and avenge our dead.
The Greys are stronger than you. You will succeed only in spilling your people's blood. You have a single chance. The Greys have learned to fight, but always use the same tactics. Divide your men into 2 groups. Hide each group behind a hill. Let the Greys advance and attack them from both sides.
But if we divide our forces, it'll weaken them.
Not with surprise on your side.
Why don't you take command?
I can't do that.
I know how you can fight. Why do you refuse?
You wouldn't understand.
Perhaps it was impossible not to intervene. However, he has perverted their history.
He's just given the peasants a chance.
Kira, what's wrong?
I have seen too many awful things. They came and arrested our neighbors, took them out and hanged them upside down. The scribe Nanan was arrested as well. They trampled on his head and kicked him to death. But first they made him undress and stood there jeering, and none dared to say a word in his defense. They all turned aside. few even shouted encouragement. It just takes rumor or a false word, and they hang you from the turrets. Someone said that Hauk is now in danger. I beg you to help us, noble lord. I know you have the strength.
Why do you think I can do anything?
Because you're different.
I'm no different to anyone else. I know your lives are hard, but the Greys shan't be here forever, nor Reba, nor the King. How am I different from the other lords here?
You don't drink, do you?
Of course I drink.
And you treat me gently.
Well, why shouldn't I? And now, Hauk. I'll talk to him and do what I can to eliminate any danger he's in. All right? Kira?
Get back. Get back.
All right, stand back.
What's going on here?
Nothing special. They found a bookworm in there.
Back.
So he fought like a yacht.
You took him?
Oh, yes, after a while.
Where did you take him? To the tower? I asked you if he's in the tower. Where is he?
We don't take every last prisoner to the tower. We settled it ourselves.
I hope you're getting a brilliant picture of this. It'll come in handy for training future observers. Take a good look. This man invented the printing press. We've done all we can to overcome our own aggressiveness. But when I see the brutality of these barbarians, I can't suppress my hatred. Happy with your day's work? Pleased with yourselves?
What's the matter?
What are you standing there for, grinning? Ah! Vaga? I'm looking for a lady of the court.
I'm afraid I can't provide you with one of those. You'll have to be content with what we have here.
He means the noble Arcana.
Tell me, why is she at court and I rot here? She hasn't got anything that's different from the rest of us.
The innkeeper!
Here's a yard. Apart from that, I want something palatable to eat. Bring me the best you have. And stir yourself. Yeah. Disgusting. You snakes can't even let us drink in peace. I don't understand how the rest of you can sit here drinking and hooring in their stinking company. Oh, he wishes to die, eh? A prince in combat. I'm enjoying this. The Baroness could see me in action. She'd see I still have stamina.
Get out of here! I can't hold him back much longer!
He won't let us go! One of them gets out of here alive.
Baron, you should put that sword to nobler use.
Well, it's the only one I have.
We won't forget this.
What's the matter, our noble? Guess what, their dinner? Innkeeper. Now I'm really thirsty. And something to eat. The best you've got, remember? You know how to fight. I haven't seen your equal. Who are you?
Rumata, a Vestorian.
You're not Ramada. He was my best friend. He died at my side on a hunting expedition in the swamps of Zoan.
I know. But let it be our secret.
Any man who fights like you is my brother.
To you, Bramba.
Ramata Historian.
Hard to believe we were like that once.
I bet he even enjoys the taste.
Go on. Like it? Good, eh?
Very good.
Well, Ramada, what do you say to our women?
Lovely.
Just wait till you see the Baroness.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've laid eyes on the Baroness, you won't want to look at these hags again. What are they doing here again?
Excuse me, Baron. His Majesty's servant calls.
We're free men. Yet you run like a lackey when they call you.
What is it?
Some 2 hours ago, on the personal orders of Reba, I arrested Akana and took her to the Tower of Joys.
I see.
Officially, she was charged with spying. She relied on you.
I understand.
There was nothing I could do. I was ordered to bring her here.
Sit down for a while. Let's eat and drink some more. Away. Sit with me. you hate with such passion, you'd cut them down. It's obvious in your expression. Yeah. You're my friend. My sword is at your service at any time.
Baron, you're a rabbit! No! A rat!
Who? Me?
It's my mission to watch you!
I'll cut you to ribbons!
They're up there watching you through me!
Oh, a spy! Is that the dragon I saw in the sky? A beast roaring overhead. The Baroness said I was drunk again, as usual. For all I know, she was right. We can drink the whole night through, Ramada, but before the battle, we need sleep. Drink near a drop before you fight.
Eno!
Anyway, the Baroness wouldn't approve.
Make up a bed for the Baron.
A bed? Who needs a bed? A field of battle is a bed for the warrior. A saddle on his horse.
Kira. Where's Kira? Just like the other lords here. Now, I'm one of you. Segatron bills.
Alan, calm down.
It's okay. Look, don't worry. I'm perfectly all right. It's only the people I come into contact with all end up being murdered. Show me a 10-year-old being tortured and I stay quite calm. Give me a nice hanging and I applaud along with the rest.
Alan, you're losing control.
Yes, you're right. I'm drunk and what's more, I'm furious. And don't pass judgment on me sitting up there watching me like voyeurs.
We're doing our jobs just like you. Take your Segatron.
I'm staying just as I am. If you don't like what you see, sign off!
Alan,
Oh, shit.
what's happening in Arkanar is causing us grave concern too. It's tough on you, but let's talk about it. Alan, come back. You're endangering the mission.
Look at that. Nearly the entire Grey Guard.
Isn't it dangerous for Reba to send them all out of the
He
city?
wants it that way.
He used the Greys to take power, but now they're in his way.
His own forces.
He wants to get rid of Zupik. Zupik is a butcher. He can't be stupid enough to let them destroy the country he rules over, surely.
Enemies can be very useful in consolidating power, as we all know.
Yes, that's right.
It's you.
What was that light you came out of? The woman you were talking to. Is she still here?
It was a radio transmission. She's up there somewhere.
You're very tired.
And what if they've already killed Buddha?
Where is Okana? Where is she? Okana! Okana!
Where are you, little O'Connor? Have you seen my little O'Connor?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, Ramata, you're still alive. I thought he might have killed you too. He's killing everyone. The devil himself is no match for Reaper. He promised me he would end all treachery. Yet there are plots against me daily, and the palace is crawling with his grey vermin. I can't stand the endless strain. Even in bed, I don't feel safe. I am the king. Surely I have the right to a night's sleep. If they're going to kill me, let them do it by the light of day. One more night like the last, and I'll have Reaper executed. What's wrong? Eat? That's why you're here? To eat and drink and to laugh? You are waiting for me. You are waiting for your king. Then see. I eat. The king is eating. Stuff yourselves, my lords, while you have the strength. Eat, although your king is sick. My knee gives me agony. Eat while I suffer. Where are my doctors, my physicians? Where's my faithful Sata? Even his voice would relieve my pain, but you hanged him. You fool!
Your Majesty.
Be quiet! I know that he too was a traitor. But when my head ached, so I cried. He soothed it, you murderer. His medicine may have poisoned somebody, cured others. But Reaper, all he does is torture and kill the unfortunate souls who fall into his hands.
May I suggest to you, sire, that you order Reba to produce Budach, the distinguished doctor, to treat you.
Good. Where is the sage?
Unfortunately, he has been taken by the noble Reba's soldiers.
I'll have your head for that, you rogue.
It is true that I sent my soldiers out to protect him against possible mishap. I shall summon him.
What's this nonsense? I asked where he is.
Your Majesty, I felt it was prudent to question him. Noble Ramata does not know to what lengths your cunning enemies in Irukan will go to harm you. But, sire, if it is your wish... Here he is. Budach.
Approach, distinguished doctor. Come here. Open your mouth. Ah, remarkably good teeth. If I had such good teeth, I could eat better. Now cure me.
If your Majesty permits, might I look at the royal knee first? Sorry. We'll cure you, sire. I have the remedy to cure you, sire. I guarantee recovery. Definitely. Your sufferings are ended.
To be rubbed in?
No, you swallow it.
No. I absolutely refuse. Rub it in.
Your Majesty, rubbing it on the knee will achieve absolutely nothing.
You're first.
Sire?
I said drink! Well? Yes? How is it?
It's good, sire.
It looks disgusting.
It's quite safe.
If I must, I must. Son, you've poisoned the king! And my knee's still in agony!
You must take the medicine daily for the next week or two.
Out! Out of my sight! What have they done?
Let me go!
All of you, get out! What have they done? Out! None of you cares what happens to your king! Get out!
He's not a doctor. Real doctors aren't afraid.
You may be
What
right.
now?
Don't torture me! I don't know anything! I didn't know what was in it!
Marta, I trust you. There's something I'd like to ask you. Will you guard me through the night?
I promise.
My father's too sick to protect me from Reba.
The horseman on the right is Zupik.
A whole army against a handful.
There's another group behind the hill. He's leading them into a trap.
Destroy them!
You see, they're closing in from both sides.
They're learning fast.
The peasants have a reason to fight.
Hey, look, who are they?
They're the warrior monks from the swamps of Soan. They're headed for Arkanar. Looks like Reba's going to use them to finish off the peasants and the Greys.
Look down on thy children, O God! Open thy second eye again on Arkanar! We will root out the sinners who have offended thee! So thou shalt look on us again! Don't have mercy on us!
They're waiting for God to open his second eye. It hasn't happened yet.
No.
Do you think it ever will?
Yes. One day. When that day comes, I'll have to go away.
Where will you go?
Do you see that star up there? That little one near the Three Sisters. The earth I come from is right next to that star. Do you believe me?
I always believe you.
Tina, why are you so afraid?
I don't know. I've prayed 3 times. What else can I do?
Go to sleep. You're safe.
Don't go out there tonight, please.
I'd rather stay, but I have to return to the palace. I promised. I'll be all right.
And where you come from, people there don't live in fear.
No. Not anymore.
And no one suffers?
No.
And nobody cries?
Nobody cries.
you like to lie down?
No, it's okay. I feel that somebody's watching us.
Perhaps. I'll close my eyes, then no one can see us.
He's shutting us out. Give me the external camera on A13. Get him back.
Right.
Automatic on?
And running.
He can't get rid of us that easily.
That's clever.
It's heat sensitive. The more energy he uses, the clearer the picture.
I think what you're doing is disgusting. Anna, calm down.
Anna?
What's wrong with her?
Why is she crying?
Leave her alone. She's exhausted. Let her get some rest.
She's worried about Alan. He's getting more like an Arcanian every day he's down there.
We've learned to handle our emotions. Something's very wrong here.
No wonder. Exposed to a society where they eat red meat, and killing each other is the main pastime.
That would imply it's not only Alan who's being corrupted, but the rest of us as well.
Bizarre conclusion.
Your coffee.
Maybe we'll be eating roast pig on the octagon soon.
That's nonsense. Anna was crying. No one's done that in all the years we've been on this mission.
Because something's going on here that we're not trained to deal with. That's why she's crying.
Yes. She's rediscovered feelings that are unknown to the rest of us.
Attention, please. A transmission from Earth.
I view with concern the growing intolerance I observe in the crew of the Octagon, which must inevitably have an adverse effect on the success of your mission. I regret certain crewmen had to be recalled in a state of emotional disorientation that we thought had been long overcome. For others, recall came too late, and their involvement killed them. I want you all to be conscious that a tendency in this direction, should it be allowed to remain uncontrolled as it is now, could lead to the failure of the whole mission. I thank you.
What are you thinking of?
Of Buddha lying in a dungeon somewhere, maybe in the Tower of Joys, chained and humiliated.
Why is Buddha so important?
Because there's so much misery, so much ignorance in this world. Sometimes a poet sings a song and people are moved. This scholar tried to discover why that should be. We mustn't let anyone extinguish that ray of hope.
Go on.
There's nothing worse than ignorance, the suppression of ideas and indifference. The humblest of men have talent and ideas. You'll need men who think.
When I'm king, I'll cut Reba's head off.
And then someone will kill you. That way the murdering never ends.
You'll be my chief minister and protect me against enemies.
I may not be able to stay with you.
The king is dead. Reba had him poisoned. We have to rescue the prince at least.
You must hide, Your Highness!
I'm going to stay here and fight by your side.
Do as I tell you, quickly!
Open the door! Open the door! If you don't, we'll take it down!
Get back!
Reba! Throw your weapons down. Come and take them from me. Ha! And die! I'll cut your heads off! You devil!
He's coming round. What are they doing to him?
Giving him some fluid.
But what is it? Spectroanalysis of the liquid.
Drink it up.
It's the same poison that killed the king.
Can my lord walk now, or shall we drag him? Rumate! 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 Hey! Woman, is everyone dead? You. Ha! Don't run, you cowards! Or can you only face children?
Oh well, our bravest foe, the noble Ramata. Now, what are we going to do with you? The prince escaped only because you came to his aid.
Hang him. Hang him immediately.
You agree, Abbot?
I don't really care, but hanging is normally reserved for commoners. He is, after all, of noble descent.
True.
Although he's been spying for Khan. Let us consult our records. I see there are connections with Sohan, too. I wouldn't hang him. Let's burn him then, agreed?
Yes, agreed.
Guards, take the prisoner outside. Take your hands off me! Ramata's the traitor, not me! Reba! You tricked me! But my grace will take their revenge!
Now we can talk uninterrupted. Eh, Ramata? Ramata, second son of the noble house of Historian, grew up in his father's house. Left his country at the age of 22. Why did you leave your home?
I was forced to flee Historian overnight.
Oh dear, why?
I left because I killed the king's son in a duel.
Uh-huh. Which son?
The young Prince Akin.
What was the reason for the duel?
A woman.
Her name? Yes?
Dorana.
I did not expect you to answer that. Thank you, Ramata of Historian.
It occurred so long ago.
If indeed you are Ramata of the House of Historian. Do you know who this once was? You aren't Ramata of Historian. My agents found his grave and disinterred him. And this skull is all that remains of his worthless self. So what is your name?
I do not know what else I can do to convince you of my identity.
You underestimate the man you're dealing with. Look, I could crush you like a louse. Those bloodthirsty children of God tolerate no disbelief. They are my creatures. They acknowledge the sign God sent me. In the name of God. I am Reba, the first among God's servants.
You are a sordid killer, and if anything happens to Buddha, I'll throttle you to death like a cur. I swear it. I'll kill you with my own hands, Reba. I swear.
May I ask how, Ramata? Which I will continue to call you, for now. You fought hard for the young prince, but killed none of my men. And neither were you wounded. Strange. How strange. Glad we had this conversation. We both have our ambitions. So why not join forces to achieve them? Well, do you wish to rule? Or just instill fear and distress in me? In that, you're succeeding. Perhaps you are the son of Alzar the Dark, arisen from the Black Wasteland. There are powers that are supernatural. Do you possess them? Ah, I feel my head spinning and blasphemous thoughts shake my soul. I see the fires of hell.
What did I say? The devil himself could not withstand this poison. Guards, go and get him.
In my boot, a tablet.
Can you swallow? Ramata! Ramata! Listen to me. If you go to sleep, you won't wake again. Do you hear? Do you?
Yes, I hear you. Help me. Yes. Help me.
You can take that passage to the town.
Thank you. You must keep out of sight.
Am I king now?
Yes, but still keep hidden.
The first thing I'll do is cut Reva's head off.
No. Leave him to me.
My good friend, isn't it lucky I managed to find you? They told me you'd been arrested. Oh. Now let's finish this lot.
Back me up! I won't be long! Buddha! Where is Buddha? Buddha! Do you hear me? Are you Buddha? I finally found you. I'm Ramata, Historian. Don't be afraid of me.
Swallow it. It will revive you. Trust me.
Hurry! We must get out!
Wear this.
Ah, good idea. You're quite right. The Baroness might not understand if I went home half naked. This swine's got my sword! I will ride with you until you reach safety.
No, Bramba. Ride home and give my greetings to the Baroness.
Come and visit us, Romata. You and she'll get on well.
Looks as though he's riding to the old temple.
We better inform Alexander.
What do you think, as an educated man, of the atrocities in Arkanar?
I'm a doctor, but I would kill Biba.
If you had the opportunity to improve things, what would you change?
The world is an entity. How can I change an entity? Oh, there are details I would change, and there are terrible things in Arkanar. But what's the point of a tree bemoaning the fact that it can't walk, even though that would enable it to escape the woodman's axe?
Everywhere I hear screams of the tortured. You live in a world of need, ignorance, and suffering. Suppose you could give God some advice.
God needs no advice.
Yes, but if you had godly power, what would you change to improve man's lot?
You have a rich imagination. But if you like, let me try to explain. I would tell the Almighty, give us bread, meat, and wine. Give us shelter and clothing, and make the need that divides men disappear.
The strong would soon take away the possessions of the weak, and they would be poor as before.
I would ask the Almighty to see that men did not desire more than he had given them.
I don't know about that. If all their needs were met without effort, they'd become lazy and dull and lose their appetite for living.
Then I'd add something. I would ask the Almighty to put into our hearts the love of creation and knowledge. That these become the gold to which our lives are directed.
Yes. What that could mean is that God should replace mankind in Arkanar with a new creation.
In that case, so be it. I must ask God to destroy man, and then create a new species of being. Beings who can exist in peace.
That experiment has been attempted.
Where?
Far from here. And if we had used the necessary force, we would have exterminated ourselves.
Force always produces compassion, so some are always saved.
We could see everything that occurred in the world. We could see all the suffering, could feel no more compassion. We devoured our own food in the face of men who were starving.
I find it hard to understand what you say. I do not think the evil in the world can be eradicated. And I see that you too have questions you cannot answer. Perhaps we must stay as we are. I would ask no more of God than that we may find our way.
It is not in my power to show it to you. Wait here for me. I found Budach and secured his release from the tower. What's so wrong about that?
You exceeded your authority.
But I've killed no one.
You haven't, Brumba has. There isn't any point in discussing it further. Consider your mission terminated.
You can't do that. It's not fair.
Oh. They finally sent us the portable stools I ordered. What do you think?
I refuse to return. I can't desert friends who are relying on me.
Alan, we're here as historians. Observers, and that's all. You know as well as I that everything important to us is either in our world or in ourselves.
You haven't learned or understood a thing. The uprising of the peasants, for example, if it succeeds, it's the beginning of a new age.
Listen, Alan, the uprising has been crushed, and Surin is captured.
I don't believe you.
So I must prove it to you then. Damn thing's not working again.
We can't sit here watching while they torture him to death. Alexander, let's go in. He has to be rescued.
When gods interfere with man, the result is disaster. For the gods.
All right, Condor.
Respond immediately. Alan, come in right now. Alan, respond immediately. MC5, return to base at once. You read me, Alan. MC5, return to base.
Alan, please talk to us. We're very concerned about it.
Alan, I beg you. Control will force you to land.
I'm programming self-destruct.
You can't do that.
I'll give him 3 minutes, time enough to land.
He mustn't reach Arkanar.
Abandon your craft immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. This aircraft will self-destruct in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. This aircraft will self-destruct in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. This aircraft will self-destruct in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This aircraft... Switching to fail-safe program. The self-destruct system has been activated.
I'm not drunk this time, no! Follow me!
Self-destruct in 1 minute and 50 seconds. This aircraft will self-destruct in... This aircraft will self-destruct in 0 minutes and 20 seconds. This aircraft...
true. You two come from the heavens.
I'm not a god, Surin.
You command lightning. Why have you waited so long to help us? Nearly all my men have been massacred. And what have you done? You could have burnt them monks to ashes, crushed them like flies! You could annihilate them all, down to the last man!
I could, but I won't.
What are you gonna do?
I have to ride back to Arkanar.
I will go with you. I hope you won't refuse my help. On to Arkanar!
The court denounces him, sentencing him to perdition. His soul shall be damned forever, his body fed to the dogs, and all his goods shall be confiscated by the court.
In the name of the Lord.
In his name.
In the name of the Lord.
In his name.
In the name of the Lord.
In his name.
In the name of the Lord.
In his name.
In the name of the Lord.
In his name.
Bring her alive for questioning.
Who sent him here?
Who does he serve?
Tell me.
Where is he hiding? You have sinned with your flesh, and your flesh will suffer if you don't speak. Spike her!
I'm your captain, you scum! Ah!
Follow me! To the palace! Dust to dust, black devil! My respects, my lady. And now I shall skewer you, toad.
Ah! His eye is open!
What are you babbling?
I prayed to God for a sign, and He has given it. There! God has heard His servant. On your knees and give thanks. He has heard my prayers. Thank the Lord for His mercy.
Thank you, Lord, for your mercy. I am now delivered.
I think it might be the case that events here have overtaken us, and that there is no choice now but to reveal ourselves.
Any intervention would only produce chaos. They're behind us by 1,000 years.
I have to say I've developed some sympathy for Alan's arguments, though our efforts to help individuals here have not been altogether successful.
It was never a question of the people of Arkanar, or even of our own past. It was a question of our future. If we are able to determine it rationally, or whether it's shackled inescapably to the past.
And? The answer is?
We don't have one yet, but we do know we have the capacity to revert to a state of barbarism at any time. Our experiment has proved that beyond any doubt at all.
Then, for 16 years, you've subjected us to the people of this planet to see how we'd react?
Yes.
For 16 years, we've been the subject of this experiment?
Yes, Alexander. The experiment is terminated.
And I wasn't to influence their history.
Brahma!
I know how much you taught me. You were like a lion.
Ramata! Look at Reva! He's on the wall! Kill him, Ramata!
God has delivered the enemy into your hands! He stands among you! Smite him! He can do you no harm! He is forbidden to kill!
We'll see whether I can kill.
Don't be afraid! He has no devilish power! He may not kill!
You're wrong. I can and I will kill you.
You lie, for no lance or spear can reach so far! Only your boastful tongue! It's you who'll die! God is on my side! Lord, help me to destroy my enemies! I have served only you! I have cleansed your land of chaos! I have punished the sinners who opposed your divine order! I am your faithful servant!
Neutralize it.
It's Turin the rebel! Fight him!
Projectile primed with GRCD gas. Target coordinates 117-2496.
You've come at last! You could have helped us sooner!
Almighty presence that dominates your world. You could never be happy with everything you got. Cut up your emotions with paradise you go. Building up your empire with your gold. Hard to be a god. verdict with no consequence for pain. Living out the wildest dreams, the truth just won't be told.